Perhaps Ishida has the vibe of Resident Evil, since he probably was waiting for Resident Evil 7 and thought, yeah, I wanted to make a Resident Evil reference. Conflicting emotions and old memories are the center of the chapter's focus. It's not easy to forgive and or forget the past, and for those who temper those emotions like Fiddle must get penalized. Since this is Tokyo Ghoul, death seems good to me. The chapter provides conflicting emotion towards the characters with shattered past, developments that are left to be questioned if this heavily effective one, and that has questions yet anticipated for the long-awaited meetings. I was getting hype as the first page was setting up the battleground with its tension and both Uta's and Suzuya preparing for a fight. Uta is a strange one when it comes to combat, yet is actually worse than just taunting their emotions. I wonder why Uta won't show off his Kagane. Even so, his way to get under his opponent's skin is pure cruel and savage. Recalling back to his bout against Hirako, he disguised as Arima, but it didn't work since he is emotionless, or rather has tough love in disguise. Unfortunately, Suzuya is more human and actually caught into a trap. It's a good compare-contrast to show how much he has grown. Uta disguised as Shinohara got me sick because I am reminded of how he plays with his opponent without the need to strike until they are caught off guard. My gripe is the use of others' feeling, like it's a damn fiddle. Suzuya has already gone through hell. He didn't need this. Thankfully, his squad has to snap out of him. I am also reminded that his squad is such a family to him. I really like the squad and how much they value him as their leader. They have a really good chemistry. It's pleasing to see a leader gets help mentally by his teammates. It seems like Ishida may be pushing, as in showcasing more than usual Nakarai as of late, since he was given the order to spread the words about Paria and humans. I think he has a novel as well, though not sure if that's a clue. In fact, it does appear Ishida hit on future plans in a subtle way. Anyway, he also is the one that figures out that this is a ploy, even though he didn't say who is behind, since, well, no one knows. That image of Furuta describes the mission in a nutshell. Uri vs Donato takes a different turn, as it appears Donato has done his job and is pretty unpleasant. On one hand, at least Uri don't have to fight for his life against him since the battle seems to come to an end. However, on the other hand, the consequence isn't on the battle, rather his life going forward. Donato is sadistic as any other party members, but he has a lot going forward that makes him a king. His Kagane is like a puzzle. It can always get back in pieces. It's definitely unique and fitting to his character despite how disturbing he is. As for Uri, it is a moment that should be rewarding since he will live for another day, yet it feels like his life is going to have conflicting issues with himself, physically and mentally. He went all out yet couldn't get the job done, so now he has become a full-fledged ghoul for nothing. That's risking his life in vain. Now it has going back to his backstory of his connection to his father, only it appears he has issues with him that need to be taken care of, or he will jeopardize his team. I feel awful for him, especially how he starts to break down each passing panel by Donato, taunting his feelings like a game. The expressions are raw. It was aching to see him so broken without the need of tormenting for 10 days. Donato knows how to break them down easily, and job well done on that. If anything, it shows how sadistic Paria can be, especially since they know how to tackle their emotion. It's the worst. I enjoyed the stealth moment from Kaneki and others. It's good to branch out on different ways of action since normally it's all out brawl. It's good to see how each of them benefits the plan and how they use their perks to get around it. Ayato also try out the senses that others like Hinami done before, even if it's not the best. It's cool to see how Kaneki sneaks in and threatens one before handcuffing the scientist. They finally found the RC suppressor they need for Akira. It, however, raises questions on why they need it for themselves, especially the large amount of drugs inside the canister. The chapter isn't action heavy focus as one would have thought after the cliffhanger. However, the art captures well with the intact expressions of their respective problems. Watching Suzuya with Shinohara is a tender yet sad scene with his believable reactions. Uri's moments are more of a tragedy, from denying himself to lashing out on Donato for his harsh tone. Its visual does a really good job for bringing out the right tone and emotion for these characters. It also has its use on the last part and its cliffhanger. Sadly, Chieko was the remaining scientist, and although Takizawa managed to stop her, she presses the button and yeah, it looks like they awakened the sleeping giant. It has the premise of Nemesis is arriving, which is spooky to say the least. Who can it be? Why? It's Almond! It leaves an interesting cliffhanger with many questions waiting to be answered in the next chapter, or maybe later on. The first and foremost is if Almond will actually fight against Kaneki. I don't know if it's an Easter egg by Ishida, but there's a tag "Re" above the tube. So are they making a king for themselves? For that matter, what's up with the multiple reason? Furuta really got a head start off his own ambition. Seriously, I am happy to know Alma is alive because that would mean Psycho chose not to kill him. However, does she know where he's being kept at? Why is this project going on? CCG has this project going on behind their back. They're not that better than Kano with this. It's like, that Kano is so sadistic. We'll show him, we'll steal his work and create something better. 2 wrongs will make it right. It's true that Riza is special, but how desperate they want her. Despite the mystery behind their actions, the cliffhanger got me hanging to see the long-awaited reunion of Kaneki and Alma. However, I am wondering if Alma is himself. Overall, this is another interesting build-up chapter with a lot of conflicting emotions of the past that have them develop naturally well or potentially damaging. It certainly is getting to the climactic point with Kaneki retrieving the suppressor only to have a reunion with Alma. Can we just settle with a cup of coffee? I'm giving this chapter an 8. A lot of things are picking up right now, and it does feel like we're approaching to the end of the arc, but then again, you never know where everything could go differently, especially with the fact that we see Almond out of all places in here. It only begs the question, maybe we'll probably see Ayato's father, we'll probably find Arata, but time will tell. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Do you think Alma and Kaneki will really fight each other? It seems like Alma may not be himself, unless that last panel was just a lie. They probably just talking off like normal friends, but anything could happen. It's only a matter of what they done to Alma at this point. My thoughts are told, don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.